My friend Elio
Hi.
in the car with me, and he is from Venezuela, and we're talking about the current situation in Venezuela. And I asked you, is socialism the reason why Venezuela is essentially falling apart?
Yes.
And you said?
Yes, it is socialism because politicians there, they promise free education, free healthcare, a lot of freebies, but that doesn't work because they have to take the money away from the rich people to give it to the poor, but the money runs out. And when it runs out, there is no companies to produce anything, there are no employment, and inflation right now is 1,000,000%. So people are basically eating out of the garbage cans in the streets. That's amazing. So it's very sad for me to see that here in the US, a lot of politicians are talking about giving free education, free healthcare, promoting socialism, but people here in the US have to know that socialism doesn't work. It only works for the people who control the government. So these people who are promoting socialism, they want to take control of the power, and once they get the power, they will not take it away. They will not leave it. In Venezuela, that's what happened. They also disarmed everybody. The opposition and the government agree, and they disarmed everybody.
Disarmed everybody. They took their guns away.
They took their guns away. Except the thugs of the government, they do have a lot of weapons. So when they go to a farm, they expropriate the farm. The farmers cannot defend themselves, so they take over the farms. And the U.S. companies are being expropriated. A lot of companies are expropriated. That's the problem of socialism. Socialism doesn't work.
And do you think there's a very real possibility that what is happening in Venezuela now could very possibly happen here in America?
Yes, it could happen if people are deceived by these politicians who are promising a lot of things, freebie things that are not possible. You know, I ask the people of the U.S. not to be deceived by these politicians. Otherwise, if the same thing will happen here in the U.S., I'm very worried because I'll have to leave Venezuela because of that. And if that happens here in the U.S., where am I going to go? You know, because this is the best country in the world, but there are people inside who wants to destroy it.
Very quickly, what would your message to the American people be?
The message of the American people that I give is to respect the Constitution and to follow the thinking of the founding fathers.
Wow.
They knew what was happening in the future. They foresaw that, so that's why they built this Constitution so beautiful. And please, do not leave the Constitution for
in a quarter mile, turn left onto Center Way.
Deceived by people who are saying that the Constitution is flawed, and they are deceiving the young people in the university and schools, stating that the Constitution is flawed because the founding fathers were slave owners, and that's what they're saying. But they ignore the fact that the slavery at that time was something about in the culture. And the founding fathers, they really wanted to free the slaves, but they couldn't do it because of the laws. But at the end, that's why Abraham Lincoln fought, and that's why you had the Civil War.
Turn left onto Center Way.
Some people who we didn't want to finish the slavery. And now, the same thing is happening in the 21st century, similar to what happened
in a quarter mile, turn right onto Oak Brook Parkway.
19th century with the Civil War. So I don't want the U.S. to be in the middle of Civil War because this is in the brink. This is the brink of the Civil War right now. So don't be deceived. Follow the Constitution. Respect the Second Amendment. Do not get it away from you, because if people are not able to defend themselves,
take the next right onto Oak Brook Parkway.
That's awesome, Elio. And just to be clear, Elio, do I have your permission to share what you just shared with me on Facebook?
Sure. You have the permission completely.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm going to share this and spread it to as many people as I can.
Thank you, man.